Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Monday, April 21st. The Dong Report, I almost said Splash Zone. The Dong Report is back in your life. I'm going to have 3 MLB home run picks for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. Not the best slate of games for home runs. Also, a little bit of gross weather as well. So playing it light with only 3 guys. But I am very, very confident in these 3 guys, so I don't feel like I forced anything or anything like that. Before we can get into those picks, we do have to do a recap from yesterday, which was another good day. We got one of our picks to hit a home run. Thank you to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, for coming through for us with a home run. First at bat, no sweater. That was amazing. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Bryce or Trout to hit a home run. Bryce hit a double in the gap, his first at bat of the game, and then was completely lost at the plate after that. And then Trout struck out, got walked twice. Never really had a chance with Trout either, but the beauty of the Dong Report, we get one of these guys to hit a home run, and we made some money. That's exactly what happened yesterday. Again, thank you to Cal Raleigh. Granted, we were up 0.45 units yesterday, but that's still a day in profit, and we'll take a day in profit every single time we are betting home runs. That continues what's been just a phenomenal start to the Dong Report. We are up, if you're following my unit size guiding, we're up 11 units on the year. That's really good. If you are a heathen and you track your Dong bets at 1 unit, you'd be up 44 units. Now, 44 units is a lot more than 11 units, but I generally play these things pretty safe because there are going to be cold stretches with home runs. That's just the nature of the business when you're betting plus 300, plus 400, plus 500 bets. Now, I don't want to have a situation where maybe I get 1 home run to hit over the course of a week. I don't want to be down 20 units in the week. Or anything like that. So that's why I play these things lightly. If you want to put more on them, I'm not going to stop you. So yeah, if you put 1 unit, I just kind of like to have that tracked just so people know exactly what was up if you just bet 1 unit blindly on every single play. But for my unit sizing and what I am personally up myself, 11 units. Either way, the most important number here is this ROI, 45.3% ROI. That's the most important number. What's your return on investment? 45%. Very, very good. Let's hope we can keep it up. Again, I got 3 more picks for you guys to lock in. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff helps me out a ton. So I have Ballpark Pal up on the screen here. That's what these screens are from Ballpark Pal, my favorite MLB tool. I do home runs. That's what I use them for, but you can do a lot more. Strikeouts, hits, bases, full game props, whatever you want. You can use on Ballpark Pal. If you want to check them out, I put a link to them in the description of the video. And I can also get you either 10% off for the month or 15% off for the year, depending on if you want to check it out. So the weather today is a little bit gross. As I mentioned, we see a lot of cold across the country here. Couple red games. Now I do have some plays in some red games because I'm not quite scared off. And then this Red Sox game is gross, the grossest of all of them. But the first play that I have locked in here, I took not Pete Alonso. I took what I meant to show you was I took Fernando Tatis. That's what I meant to have up on the screen, not Pete Alonso. I took Fernando Tatis to hit a home run. A lot of it square, but I'm okay with it. He is best offered at plus 285 odds at FanDuel. I put a 0.4 units on him. So I did up my unit size a little bit for Fernando Tatis because of how low the odds are. So I put 0.4 units on him as opposed to my typical quarter unit. Regardless, I really, really like going with Fernando Tatis. Going up against Keider Montero, who has only made 1 start this year, but got absolutely rocked in that 1 start. And he was bad in terms of giving up home runs last year as well. So 1 small sample size of this year, I'm okay with because he was bad last year. But we're going to stick on Tatis for a second, who's just been red hot on fire at the plate recently. I have up a site here called DJ Analytics. It's just basically giving you like exit velocity and gives you a lot of stuff, but I'm mostly looking at it for exit velocity. And I'm looking at over the last 10 games, how many times has the ball left the batter's bat at 100 plus miles per hour? That's all this is looking at. Look who's number 1 on the Padres. Fernando Tatis with 17. 17 over his last 10 games is insane. He's almost averaging 2 hits above 100 miles per hour per game. This next one here, Piss Missile, PMs. A Piss Missile is anything 100 plus with also a launch angle between 20 and 40 degrees. So it's like, are you hitting the ball hard, but are you also hitting it in the window where home runs come from? Yeah, he's got 8 of them in his last 10 games. You want to look at his last 5 games? Still really, really good. He's got 4 Piss Missiles. He's got 9 combined hard hits that were above 100 miles an hour. He's just been, again, red hot at the plate. He's also had a barrel in 3 straight games as well. That's according to Fangraphs. And you look at yesterday, yeah, he only had one hard hit, right? We see the one thing next to him, one hard hit yesterday. That hard hit traveled a 108.7 miles per hour off the bat, traveled 427 feet. He just ripped it, got an absolute hold of this one, sent it to the moon. And yeah, he's hit a home run in 2 straight games. He's got a barrel in 3 straight games. I'm not scared off. He's been on fire. Another batter that's good in this game is Manny Machado. If you look at these same numbers I look at, Machado's not far behind Fernando Tatis. It's not necessarily in the piss missile category, but in the 100+ miles per hour off the bat category. Machado's been pretty good. So if you wanted to ride with Machado for better odds, I wouldn't blame you. He had 2 hard hits yesterday. He had a flyout that traveled 386 feet, so it was close to being a home run. So yeah, I wouldn't hate Machado as well. My official bet is going to be Tatis. And then the pitching matchup. So he's going up against Keider Montero. So he's only made 1 start this year, right? He only went 5 innings. In that start, he gave up 3 home runs in that start. That's disgusting. Look at his advanced numbers. 3 barrels in 1 start is really bad. Barrel rate of 20% is really bad. 53% hard hit rate is really bad. And the launch angle is the most important thing here. He allowed guys to hit the ball really hard, but put the ball in the air. And that's obviously a dream when we're betting on guys to hit home runs. Last year, in a lot more sample size, a lot higher sample size, in 98 innings, he still had a bad home run of 1.74. And you go to his StatCast numbers, barrel rate of 7.6% honestly isn't that bad. The biggest issue here is this launch angle. He's allowing guys to put the ball in the air. Obviously, that's where home runs come from. So play number 1, we are going with Fernando Tatis to hit a home run. Again, +10 extreme advantage. I forgot to mention this, but Ballpark Pal gives us a +10 extreme advantage in favor of Fernando Tatis. So I like that one a lot. That is our first play. Next up, now we're going with Pete Alonso to hit a home run. He is actually best offered at +475. So when I sent it out, it was $450 at ESPN Bet. It was $450 at FanDuel. Then it immediately moved to $440. Bet365 is giving you the best odds at +475. If you don't use Bet365, then ESPN Bet is going to be the best at +450. But either way, I really, really like going with Pete Alonso to hit a home run. He's also been red hot at the plate. So instead of looking at hits that were 100 miles an hour or faster, even though he's been really good at that, and I'll show you, I also wanted to show you this website right here. This is from Game Day Insights, another website where I just kind of look at exit velocity logs and stuff like that. I'm looking over the last 14 days, so not necessarily game specific, just the last 2 weeks in general. Pete Alonso leads the Mets with 17 combined hard hit line drive plus fly balls, and he's got 5 balls launched, which is the same thing as a piss missile. It just doesn't sound as cool. Now, Lindor is a great lead. I wouldn't blame anybody that wants to go with Francisco Lindor. I went with Pete Alonso. Lindor's also been red hot at the plate. He's got 7 piss missiles, so even more than Pete Alonso. You look at the last 7 days, Pete Alonso still leads. He still leads the Mets with 9 combined hard hit line drive plus fly balls, and he's got 3 piss missiles, again, combined with Lindor, but Lindor's got 1 fewer hard hit line drive plus fly ball. Again, they're both good. I like Pete Alonso better. We go to DGen Analytics. We're looking at the Mets here. Hits above 100 miles an hour. They each have 5. They're tied with 6 in their last 5 games. And then Alonso's got 1 more piss missile over his last 5 games specifically. So either way, they're both red hot. I like both of them. Now, Pete Alonso only had 1 hard hit yesterday, but kind of similar to Tatis. While that 1 hit for Alonso wasn't a home run, it was the second fastest hit of the game. That was 108.4 miles per hour off the bat. Now, it just didn't have the launch angle, only 10 degrees, so it wasn't a home run, which is why, there wasn't a home run, but he's still been red hot at the plate. You look at his stats recently, as I showed you, he's been good. In Lindor, I mean, again, I couldn't argue anybody that wants to take Lindor. He's had 3 hits that were all above 100 miles an hour last night. One of them was a home run, traveled 402 feet, 35-degree launch angle. That's beautiful. The reason why I went with Pete Alonso is because of the pitching matchup against Aaron Nola is a little bit more favorable for Pete Alonso. You look at, I should kind of show you this. It's a +7, so strong advantage for Pete Alonso. But Nola's been really bad this year. In the history between the two, I mean, the last at-bat, Pete Alonso hit a home run off of him. Earlier, I guess this was a couple years ago. Pete Alonso hit a home run off of him. This was in the playoffs, and then he hit one a couple years ago. But Pete Alonso hit 3 home runs off of Aaron Nola, batting .286. He's been pretty good against Aaron Nola, and Nola's been pretty bad this year. And then really the last couple years, the biggest issue with Aaron Nola has been allowing home runs. Like, he'll go through a start, have a really good start, and then he'll just leave 3 meatballs in a row that are hit home runs in the same inning. That's just like what Aaron Nola does. And this year it's been the same issue. Home run per 9 of 1.66 is really bad. Last year, 1.35. Not really, really bad, but below average. 2 years ago, 1.49. That's pretty bad. And you look at his advanced stats as well. Like, you look at Aaron Nola. He's allowed a barrel rate, 6.74%. Isn't terrible, but it's not good either. Home run per 9 is bad. He's been hit by righties and lefties equally, so it's not like he's been any worse. Against. I guess he has been a little bit worse against lefties this year, but in his career, he's been mostly equal in terms of righties versus lefties against him. So yeah, I like Pete Alonso a lot to hit a home run. Again, I would give a lean here to be Francisco Lindor. So 2 official home runs are right now Tatis and Pete Alonso, and then 2 leans are Machado and Lindor. And then our third and final pick of the video, I took Jose Ramirez to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 500 odds at both ESPN Bet, although that might have moved. Yeah, so he's best offered right now. This plus 500 you can get at Bet365. So make sure to go lock this in on Bet365 as opposed to ESPN Bet, because it moved down to plus 475. Now, Jose Ramirez, he is not going to wow you with his stats like I just showed you with Pete Alonso and with Francisco Lindor. He's not one of those guys in general that's just consistently mashing the baseball. So his exit velocity, his hard hit rate, all that stuff isn't going to be phenomenal. Why Jose Ramirez is such a good home run hitter and why he hit 39 home runs last year, 36 a couple years ago, 39 a couple years before that, why he's generally been a good home run hitter is because he puts the ball in the air. He consistently has a high fly ball rate, a high launch angle. And, you know, you don't need to smack the baseball if you're consistently hitting fly balls. It's like Pete Alonso hit 108 miles an hour yesterday, only had a 10-degree launch angle, so it's never going to be a home run. Jose Ramirez might hit 198 miles per hour, but he's got the perfect launch angle for a home run. And I'll show you what I mean. So last year, and you consistently, look at his launch angle, consistently in the mid to high teens, which is perfect for a home run. This year, while he hasn't been amazing at the plate, the launch angle 26.4 degrees is awesome. He's at least consistently putting the ball in the air. Now, the reason why he's only hit, I think, 3 home runs this year, if I remember correctly, 4. So he's hit 4 home runs this year. It's because that hard hit rate is low even for him. Like, he needs to up this into like the high to mid 30s, low 40s to get back to where he was last year. I think that there are signs that is starting to happen for Jose Ramirez. And just to show you, his fly ball rate last year was just under 50%. Right now it's like 60%. So he's hitting the ball in the air, just not hitting the ball hard enough. I think that he's starting to come out of that. You look at his game logs here. Yesterday, he did not hit a home run, but he had a pretty good day at the plate. He had 3 hard hits, but more importantly, he had 2 barrels. He hadn't barreled up a baseball since April 12th. He had 2 yesterday. The game before that, he didn't have any hard hits, and then he had 3 games in a row where he had at least 1. And the launch angle was almost too high on some of those. But he's coming out, it seems as though he's coming out of that slump a little bit, at least if yesterday is any indication. And again, I like the fact that he's hitting the ball in the air. This is one of the rare plays that's actually plus EV, according to Ballpark Pal. They have him best price, or they have his true odds at plus 441. We were able to get it at plus 500. So this would have been a much better play if they pulled Bet365 odds. But plus 500 is pretty good. And Pete Alonso's close. He's the true odds, according to Ballpark Power, plus 499. We got him at plus 475. So not quite positive EV, but not terrible either. And then Tatis admittedly isn't even close. So I don't blindly bet everything if it's positive EV, and I don't blindly ignore it if it's not positive EV. I kind of look at everything. The reason why Tatis is so low is just because of the weather. But the weather's not terrible for a righty. It's winds blowing out to left field. So it's pretty windy. So if he gets a ball, the wind is going to help that a little bit. And as you can see, for left field, it's not bad, right? It's actually like far left field is actually above average, and so is and then left center is where it starts to get a little bit worse. So I don't hate that for Tatis. Anyways, we're talking about Jose Ramirez. Now the pitcher is going up against Clark Schmidt. He admittedly has been good this year. I don't think he's allowed a home run yet this year. He hasn't allowed 1 home run, but he's been hit pretty hard. I mean, you look at his advanced stats. His xFIP 5.69 is really bad. That's like what his expected ERA would be if he just had average fielding behind him. You look at his Sierra, which is another way of measuring ERA based on your batted ball stats, like your barrel rate, your hard hit rate, and stuff like that. 3.96 isn't terrible, but it's not quite as good as someone that hasn't allowed a home run. And that hard hit rate of 57.9%, that's really high. I mean, that's going to be among the tops in the MLB. He's consistently allowing guys to hit the ball hard. The launch angle has been the biggest thing for him. He hasn't allowed guys to hit the ball in the air, which is why he's only allowed one barrel, despite that hard hit rate of 57.9%. But he's been hitting the ball hard, and this is a matchup that favors Ramirez. It's not a +10, but it is a +8 in favor of Jose Ramirez. And you look at Clark Schmidt, and you look at his launch angle. The biggest thing here is this sweet spot. He's pretty good at not allowing guys to hit it between 19 and 28. But this next one, 29 to 38, is also decent for home runs. And Jose Ramirez doesn't hit that a ton between that launch angle, but they're both kind of slightly above average there. And if Jose Ramirez can get one in this area, I think that's fine. Because, yeah, the minus 3.1% is just in this 19 to 28 degrees. But 29 to 38 is also well within the realm of possibility for a home run. And Ramirez is good at that as well. So I really liked Jose Ramirez to hit a home run. That is our third and final pick of the video. So the three official bets that we have, Pete Alonso, Jose Ramirez, and Fernando Tatis. The two leans that I have for you guys are Manny Machado, who's best offered at +430 at FanDuel, and then Francisco Lindor, who's also best offered at so he's also 475 at a couple books. He's also 475 at Bet365 as well. I'm only locking in the three that I gave out. Now, if one of these three hit a home run, we're going to make some money. If all three hit a home run, our profit on the Dong report will be 3.58 units. Not bad if we go 3-0. I also put a very, very small amount on a parlay as well, like literally 0.05 units. I've had 3 days going 3 of 4. I've had 1 day going 2 of 3. I've had a couple days going 2 of 4. So I haven't quite swept the board yet, but I think that's going to happen hopefully today. But that's all we got. So I appreciate everybody for watching. Check out Ballpark Pal if you are interested in the best MLB tool, I think, on the market. Check out, I should have mentioned this when I was going through it, but this is my Tails account. This is just where I send every play out. So every single play that I am on, I will first send out on Tails. So that way you're able to lock it in before the odds change, or if you don't want to watch the YouTube videos and stuff like that. I put a link to both Ballpark Pal and Tails in the description of the video. But that's all we got. Again, thank you everybody for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, bet responsibly, and have a good one.